In 1995, a man, Jerry, no last name was provided, was driving on the Columbia Gorge in the town of Bonneville in Oregon when he claims that he not only observed a strange creature, but slammed into it. He recalled that he had been working on a boat and was driving home. It was around 4 a.m. As he rounded a bend, he observed something standing in the road. There was something in the middle of the road. It was doing about 55 to 60 miles an hour, and I thought it was a dead deer or something. Then I started to slow down to go around it, and all of a sudden my headlights hit this thing, and this thing stands up. Its wings go past the side of the road. It stands up to about 6 to 7 feet tall, bends down, and starts to fly away. About the time I come on it, all I could do is put both feet on my brakes and put my hands over my head. This thing busted the grill out of my car, the headlight out of my car, hit the window, it rolled over my car, it slid to a stop. Jerry, realizing that he hit something, climbed out of his car and began looking around. There was nothing around. This thing wasn't behind my car or on the side, and it kind of freaked me out, and I thought, oh well, I better get back in my car because I don't know what I just hit, because it's not lying around here. Speaking to author and researcher Clyde Lewis, Jerry claimed that the creature he saw actually reminded him of a creature from a very popular movie. It kind of reminded me of the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz. That's the only way I can kind of explain it. It was definitely a human-like creature, but what freaked me out was this thing spread its wings and come up off the ground, and I hit it. It got to about a foot off the ground, and it tumbled into my window and over the top of my car. I hit this thing. I don't know what it was. I didn't see no blood on my car, no hairs, but I didn't go through it with a fine-tooth comb. I fixed my headlight and my grill. It startled me, and I'm glad I survived. The notion of flying monkey-like creatures similar to the kind observed in the movie Wizard of Oz might sound outlandish, but it should be noted that other people around the world have also claimed to have encountered strange monkeys with wings. A man named Richard Aaron claims that he had an encounter with a flying monkey-like creature while driving with his friend in North Florida on May 1st, 2017. Similar to the 1995 case, Aaron claimed that the creature was standing in the middle of the road as he drove up on it. He noted that it was small, quote, like the size of a prairie dog or a gopher. He could see its head, and he immediately assumed that he was looking at a monkey. His passenger assumed that it was a possum. Aaron claims that the creature would not move, possibly the result of being dazed by his headlights, he wondered. He drove around it. My friend thought it was a possum until we passed it, and we both said, that wasn't a possum. I quickly turned around, and all I saw was huge wings, way too big for that animal, flying away. The best way he could describe it was a flying monkey. In Oregon, a woman named Jennifer R. claims that she was accosted on the highway by a strange flying object. It was 2017. Jennifer was driving from eastern Oregon to Medford, Oregon. She recalls that it was around 2 a.m., and she was in the middle of nowhere. It was pitch black, no road lights, no house lights, she noted. At some point in her rearview mirror, she spotted a strange rectangular light in the sky pretty far away. The light quickly advanced in her direction. It came up on the back of my car so fast that it scared me. Imagine a motorcycle front light dropping out of the sky 5 miles behind you and speeding up to you like it had road rage, and then sticking to the back of your car. Terrified, Jennifer claims that she sped up. I sped up out of fear and would look at my rearview mirror. The square light was there, stuck to the back of my little Prius, and then I would turn my head around to look at it, and nothing. Jennifer claims the strange object attached itself to the back of her car for upwards of 20 minutes. Eventually it let go and jellyfished into the sky, like big jellyfish movement, going a huge distance in a split second. I've been a little freaked out ever since, because how do you tell anyone, hey, this alien UFO thing came out of the sky and stuck to my car for about 20 minutes? I think it had tentacle things, but I couldn't really see between driving my mirror and turning around to see it. It was not imagined. I do not have any mental illnesses. I'm a normal person. The other thing is that it didn't feel like it was natural. The only way I can explain it was that it was like a kit car, not a real car. If it is man-made technology, then this is far beyond anything we, as the public, have been exposed to. It was definitely not a drone, etc. This case reminds me of the Bloodmobile case that John Keel often referenced, a case in which two people driving a vehicle carrying blood claimed a UFO with arms attempted to lift them up. Keel seemed to believe that the beings inside the object were interested in the blood that this vehicle was carrying. I'm not entirely sure what the beings were hoping to accomplish by latching itself to Jennifer's car, but I can only assume that had she elected to stop, things would have turned out very differently for Jennifer. One of the most interesting accounts involving police and UFOs comes from Menzies Close in Australia. In 1978, over the course of 2 nights, a woman claims that a UFO hovered close to her home. Too close. It so disturbed her that she actually called the police. It began on the evening of June 24th. The woman and her 2 sons watched a strange object from 8:35 to 8:45 p.m. At first they thought it might be a helicopter because it was hovering, though when it showed up again the very next night at around 8 p.m., that's when they began to realize that this craft was not any conventional object they were aware of. The woman described it as a green cigar shape about 9 feet in diameter and several times as long. She said it displayed lights that changed color from green to red to blue to gold. As well, it emitted a high-pitched whistle that set off every dog in the neighborhood. Police came out, and while they did not see anything, they did look into the case and determined that no helicopters had been in the area at the time. Then, the investigating officers made a strange request. The officers advised the woman to have a large pine tree outside her bedroom window chopped down because they believed the UFO was, quote, using it for alignment. Although she thought it strange, she did eventually have the tree chopped down. Since the tree was removed, she has not seen the strange object again. It kind of makes you wonder how the police would know how to chop down a tree. Were they just humoring her? Were they somehow aware of the activities of the object enough to know its patterns of behavior? Or maybe, and I'm just speculating here, maybe the officers who suggested she remove the tree weren't the police at all.